We definitely have to bring more things like this to light because it is ending in the result of people being off every single time. Like, it's not positive, it's not okay, and people need to stop normalizing this behavior with acceptance. And this will be my story time on my Staff Sergeant Baptiste. So basically, this is when I was working at the motor pool slash SSA, and I had picked up a second job at Walmart. And due to me being active duty, when you pick up a second job, you do have to let them know. They basically say that it is due to, like, if they need to call you after work hours for some reason, they need to be able to know exactly where you are. Of course, they want to track you. So I end up telling my commander, like, hey, I got this Walmart job. Like, y'all let me off at 6. I will be going to work at Walmart until 11, basically, is what I was doing. And I also was doing some courses online at the time. So when I would get off of Walmart, I would do my courses. Like, my day would be so long, but sometimes you just have to do what you have to do. So my commander was like, okay, tell the chief, and I'm going to tell him to let you off at 5. So when I go to tell my chief, I haven't even made it to the part of what my commander said yet. I'm just telling my chief about the second job, and he immediately says, I don't care, I'm not letting you off of work early. So I have to go back to my commander to let him know that I couldn't even get out what he said because of how my chief responded. And he thought that I was telling him to basically tell him that I wanted to get off of work early, but no, I was telling you that so you could be aware of my surroundings, as you claim that by regulation you need to be aware of where I am in case you need me, right? So my commander ends up going to talk to him, and I didn't have any issues out of the chief ever again. Also, that was Captain Madison, by the way. The man who I said was not racist, but he was married to a racist white Jezebel. Go to my page and check out that story time. Positive comments only, Ashe. Anyways, so ends up letting me off at 5. Now, I noticed that it was this certain car that would always be going towards the route that I'm going when I'm going to Walmart, because I used to use my GPS for the quickest route, and I eventually learned the route. And so when taking that route, I noticed that it would be this certain, like, bluish, dark bluish car always, like, close by me, like at some point in me traveling to Walmart. So eventually, like, I picked up on it and I noticed it. And come to find out, it was Sergeant Baptiste. And I was like, okay, why are you stalking me? Why are you doing this? This is not okay. So one, when I said something to Chief about it, Chief, like, ignored it and basically said that sometimes they like to go and make sure that you're going where they say you're going. I said, no, 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 no. Number one, I was off work. So I was out of your hands. I'm not on your clock right now. Number two, every soldier has somewhere to go when they get off. You don't send people to go out there and follow them and track them down. That's not how the military works. That's not what y'all do. That's literally gang stalking, and that is illegal. It is a crime, and just because you are in the military, you are not exempt from federal laws. Keep that in mind. So, I also did a story time on how one of the sergeants who was black, who used to mess with a lot of black soldiers, and when everybody else was telling on him for messing with them, like, they didn't do anything. And when I went to tell, they didn't do anything, but they switched to lieutenants right afterwards. And another girl went to go tell. She was not African American, and basically that's when they did something to Sergeant Johnson. So I ended up telling Sergeant Baptiste that because Sergeant Baptiste followed me to a hospital. Now, Sergeant Baptiste is also from Africa, so you know how those African people are. I'm part Haitian, so I am aware of how they are as well. They would literally violate our HIPAA rights to call doctors to ask them where we really at appointments, what we was there for, what's our medication, and try to use their ranking as an excuse. Like, no, you are literally violating the regulations. And so it was a time when I called Sergeant Baptiste at the hospital that I had driven to, because when you get sick and you can't come into work, like, you need to send in a paper or something like that, like a sick note, whatever. And I end up stop going to the hospital on base, because like I said, they have been tracking us, following us, stalking us, violating our HIPAA rights. The shit got aggravating. So soldiers are literally going to the doctor off base. Like, it wasn't just me. This is numerous of people. Like, I had a few people say, well, that was your experience. Actually, this was a lot of people's experience. And if you had a good experience, bye. You don't need to watch my story. Good day. But like I was saying, once I noticed they was doing that, I ended up going to a hospital off base, which was also very common because a lot of like soldiers was going there. So the thing is, once I came out of the hospital, because hospital parking lots, you know, they're pretty big, they're pretty spacious. I saw that same car. Y'all, when I went up to the car, he was asleep in the car. Just how long he had been out there stalking and following me. He was asleep in the car. I literally tap on the window to wake him up, ask him what is he doing, and he's literally telling me like, I had to come here to follow you. And I was like, no, nobody's telling you to follow me, because if Chief is doing it, then I'm finna go tell Sergeant Madison, like Captain Madison, on his ass, if he is the one telling you to do it. But you are just doing this on your own. And sometimes people will take their position and they will use that as a way to stalk you when they are obsessed with you. Police do it all the time. When they are obsessed with you, when they secretly like you, when they want to date you, they will literally do that. That's the same thing that happened to Vanessa again. I also did a story time on her as well. The sergeant that off her was also a military police. He was one of the ones who was like acting as if he could be trusted in certain places and around certain people, saying that he's just patrolling. Like, no, you're not. You're being obsessive. You're being a stalker. You're being a predator, and you are committing crimes, bitch. So I ended up telling him that if he stalks me again, he will be demoted just like Sergeant Johnson. So I basically told him that the last sergeant who messed with me and kept violating the regulations, even when I told him not to, he ended up getting demoted. He went back to Captain Madison and told Captain Madison that he felt offended by that. So when I got into the office, do you not know that Sergeant Baptiste is literally trying to square up with me in front of Captain Madison? Literally walking around, chest out, intimidated and mad as fuck. Because I'm tall, so me and him about the same height. He a man, so he got a little bit more muscles bigger than me. I have always been a slim girl, and even when I did put on some weight, I still was not heavy. And I've never gotten picked up by a dude, like not in that type of way. Like, of course, like I would get on my brother's back or get on my uncle's back, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like just actually being picked up by a dude. So I feel like that men with big muscles, that shit is for show. The same way you can buy a six-pack. Y'all seen the episode of SpongeBob when he went and bought those fake muscles. That's how I feel about dudes with big muscles. Like, it may look good, but I feel like the muscles are fake. I don't feel like that signifies your strength whatsoever. However, with Sergeant Baptiste, he was not a good-looking man at all. And I could just see intimidation all over him. And he was like, because I want to know what you meant by that. The last person who messed with you got demoted. Are you threatening me? I was like, only an intimidated bitch would feel threatened when you tell them that somebody who wronged you got punished. If you're not wronging me, you shouldn't be upset or in fear of being punished. And why does that threaten you when that was just the plain out truth, boo? So literally, you came, and the thing about Captain Madison is he wasn't even saying nothing. He was just letting us like dish it out, like say what y'all gotta say to each other. But I basically told him like, I stand on what I said. You was following me, you was stalking me, you was obsessive. And if you do it again from this day forward, not only am I going to take you to the civil courts myself, your ass is going to get fucking demoted. And that's why I don't play that shit with a non-known ass bitch online. You're not finna be stalking me from across the world, talking about me online, and thinking that that shit is okay. That is a crime, boo. And you will do that time, boo.